going on, everybody? This is MattDoesFitness, and what do you call a sleepwalking nun? A Roman Catholic. Okay, welcome to my full day of eating number 4. You have caught me in the midst of my breakfast making. It's Sunday morning. I say morning, it's actually 11 o'clock, which is incredibly late for me. Probably the latest breakfast I've had in a long time. I am preparing my porridge. I thought it's a little bit boring to keep having muesli. I'm over it. So let's have something else. I think that's enough milk. I'm going to get this bad boy going and then I'll come back to you in a minute. Whew, that was a pretty erotic intro. So I have had my protein as per usual. I've had 30 grams of whey with water, which is 25 grams of protein. As you saw there, I've got porridge. It is 150 grams of porridge. I believe in America you guys call it oatmeal. We call it tam beans, so I'll just go for a happy medium and say porridge. I've also got milk, a banana, as you saw, a little bit of cinnamon, and I've also added some golden syrup, like a tablespoon of it, so I don't know how much that is. Yeah, so like I said, I thought I'd mix it up from the standard muesli I've been having recently. I'm going to eat this and then I will catch up with you later on. Okay, so porridge was good. I'm now moving on to my mid-morning snack, which, as you can see, some nuts. Always important to shake your nuts. Now, I'm quite specific when it comes to nut consumption, so what I'll do here, that's 0 grams. If I just cut this nut into half, that's still 0 grams. That's still 0 grams. Still 0 grams. 0 grams. 0 grams. 0. What is this? Why is my scales not responding to my nuts? 0 grams. That definitely is more than 1 gram of nuts, surely. 0 grams, 0 grams, 0 grams. 30 grams of nuts. And that's how you do it really, so the key here, measurement accuracy.
L'ingrediente dolce è lo zucchero.
L'ingrediente dolce è lo zucchero. Boom! Okay, so you just caught me doing a little bit of Duolingo. In case you are unaware, I'm half Italian. My Italian is a little bit weak, so I'm trying to learn the language. And on that topic, there is an app. It's a free app called Duolingo. I'll show you it. It just looks like this, with this weird little owl guy at the top, and then there's my stuff. I think I noticed they're all gold, so just gonna point that out. Yeah, basically you go through like loads and loads of levels, and it teaches you a language. It's really good, and it's free, which is pretty incredible because it's really decent. So if you want to learn a language, Duolingo, download it. You heard it here first. Free advice. Right, I'm eating my lunch. I am eating for my lunch some chicken and mushroom risotto with loads of cheese in there. We made this last night. There was loads left over, so well, there's a lot of chicken. That's a big bit of chicken, which is why I'm eating it. I'm also simultaneously eating some prawn crackers, because let's face it, prawn crackers are really, really good. Haven't been shopping yet. Probably going to go shopping in a bit to get my weekly hit of food. When that occurs, I may well update you on my purchases. OMG. So it's all been kicking off, figuratively. After I left you, after I last saw you, I spent a couple of hours making a piece of art, believe it or not, for one of the walls in our house. That was what that thing was about. I'm actually quite the artist. My grandma calls me Matt Picasso, or Macasso for short. So that gives you a little idea of the kind of skills I'm working with. And we then headed out to Aldi's for our regular Sunday shop. However, I couldn't get in there because I'm actually barred. A couple of weeks ago, long story short, I went in there at night and was running down the aisle butt naked, covered in cottage cheese, screaming freedom like Mel Gibson in Braveheart. So that was a lie. What actually happened is that I was under the impression they closed at 4:30. Got there at 4:10 with my bags, good to go, and they actually closed at 4 o'clock. So I gave it one of those. And I had to come home again, which means we have to survive for the next 24 hours on fish fingers and matchsticks. Right, so anyway, back to my meal. I have got here a pretty spectacular set of stuff. I've got a Spanish omelette. This is only a small part. I will be eating probably another bit this size. It's 6 eggs, 500 grams of potatoes, onions and parsley, and obviously salt and pepper. I've then got some grilled halloumi here, which by the way is ridiculously good. Definitely recommend you try that if you haven't done it already. Literally just slice some halloumi up, put it in the grill, it's really good. And then this is some focaccia bread with tomato and some olives, which I don't really like, and peppers and capers, and I think you'll agree it looks pretty decent. So I'm going to eat this, and I'm just going to keep the film rolling for the entire time, so just put some kind of music on or something, sit back and enjoy the show. It is now the evening and I'm sitting in front of my computer. See what's going on. Oh crap, no, wait, what? Just looking at some SPD stuff. That was obviously a joke, but more importantly, whilst sourcing material for this joke, I stumbled across this absolute classic David Hasselhoff shot. Now, this obviously occurred at some point during the 80s. What I find pretty bizarre, and I can't really get my head around, is that at this period, at this moment in time, that is what women perceived as attractive. They would look at that and think, woo, what a man. I'm still struggling with that. So yeah, let's just close that tab. I've already set it as my wallpaper. This is what I'm actually looking at in all seriousness. I'm looking at some SPD knee sleeves. I've actually just ordered some. Yeah, so I have, obviously with my competition coming up, I realise I have to get a singlet. I've got one, Strength Shop, the same guys that gave me the belt are also going to send me a singlet, so I'm going to do a review of that. Unfortunately, their knee sleeves aren't IPF legal, so I'm going to get the SPD ones, which are. I was kind of umming and ahhing as to what size to get, because I've read some contrasting things, but I'm going to get some that are a little bit smaller than what I require, because the understanding I have is that obviously you get a bit more out of them if that is the case. It might be quite hard to put on, but it'll make it more exciting when that moment arises. So yeah, I've got my sleeves. To be honest, I'm kind of begrudgingly ordered them because they're friggin' expensive. $59.99 for some knee sleeves. Now I've heard only good things. Everyone I know that has them thinks they're amazing. All the reviews are good, but it just seems like a massive amount of money to pay for what is effectively 2 pieces of like, I think it's like neoprene or something. So yeah, I was a little bit kind of annoyed to do that, but I don't want to wear nothing on my knees when I'm squatting. At the moment, I'm just wearing my tights, which still feel pretty decent because they're tight on my legs. But obviously, when it comes to competition, I can't wear those. I don't want to wear nothing, like I said, so I kind of don't really have many options. So I went for the SBDs, and I'm pretty excited to get them. I want to get them. I want to start lifting in them. I like the idea of just having that kind of tight support on my knees, giving me a little bit extra. So I'm quite excited about that. Now, back to what is going on at this current time. I have a coffee in my favourite Superman mug. I've got a banana. I've got some Turkish Delight chocolate, which I purchased from the one and only Aldi's. This is a, how big is this? This is a, I don't know what that is, 500 gram. I imagine it's like a 500 gram bar. I've eaten like half of it, and I'm not going to lie, I'll probably finish that in a minute. I've had my protein. Again, as always, 30 grams of whey with 5 grams of creatine, as is the usual for me. And that concludes, my friends, my eating for the day. So, like I said, I'm excited to get my knee sleeves. I'll obviously update when I get those. I'll probably do like a little review of them. I'll also do a review of the singlet, which will be exciting because let's face it, who doesn't like a man in a unitard reviewing that unitard? I will eat this stuff and then I'll go to bed, obviously, as is the routine. Hope you enjoyed the video, guys. Please make sure you like the video if you did like it. If you didn't like it, as I said last time, you need to question why you have just watched me doing this for about 15 minutes. Please share, comment and subscribe as always, and I will see you tomorrow.